To misquote W.C. Fields, never work with children or balloon animals. My next guests flout both rules, bringing magic and wonder into the lives of our kids. Please welcome three children's entertainers. From the Blue Mountains in New South Wales, magician Rod Jr. From Melbourne, fairy Twinkletoes. And from Adelaide, clown Fritz Sandwich. Welcome to you all. Fritz, could you give us something from your act that works every time?
Well, it's funny that you should mention that, Andrew, because in my bag here I've got a special little pet vitamin pill, and he lives in this box here. He's asleep at the moment, yes. But you know what wakes him up? Yes. Is if someone was to laugh or giggle.
Yes.
Oh, you woke him up. But that's all right, because he's friendly, but he doesn't want to go back in the box while he's awake. Look, see? So what we've got to do is we've got to get him back to sleep. And the way we do that is we hypnotise him.
Yes.
Can you help me hypnotise him? We say like this. We say, go to sleep. Can you help me do that?
Go to sleep.
That's good. Yeah, over and over.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Did you laugh? Oh, great. We could be here. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. No, look, I tell you what, I need a helper. You hold the lid.
Yes.
I'll get him down to sleep with the help of the audience, and we'll get him in the box. You get the lid on the top. Ready?
Okay,
go to sleep. You got to help me. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. And the lid. Oh, give him a clap. He's good. Well done.
Thank you, Fritz. Fairy Twinkletoes, what will make a 4-year-old laugh every time?
I've had kids sit there. My helpers out the front just fall to the floor, collapsing in laughter. But really, kids laugh at silly words, silly sounds, and unexpected surprises. Oh, I love donuts.
What about you, Rod? What's the trick that
Can
works?
we stand up to do something? Can I show you? Is that okay?
Me too.
Yes, please.
Yeah, OK.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew.
Thank you, Rod.
Andrew, we start off like this. We hold our hands like this, you see. Okay, and we go 1, 2...
You do that, yes.
I'll let your hand, please.
Yep.
No, the clean one.
Oh,
Oh, I said it is the clean one. Here we go. Here we go. So we go like this. 1, 2... Ooh. Where's that? No, sorry. This is silly. I hold this, you hold that. Squeeze tight, please. 2 hands.
2 hands?
You're married, aren't you?
Yes.
I can tell.
Yes.
You take instruction extremely well. Slowly open your hand, please. Give the gentleman a round of applause.
Beautiful, thank you. Oh, that's...
I have that back, I had to sign for it.
Yeah, oh,
Thank you.
It's now ABC property, thank you very much. Fairy Twinkletoes, if I can start with you, do children see you as a fairy, or do they see you as someone dressed up?
Oh, they absolutely see me as a real true-life fairy from the other side of the rainbow on the brightest star. I can make love hearts appear from behind their ears, put it in their hands, they blow a little kiss, open their hands, and 10 big love hearts and stars all appear. And they truly feel like they've done magic, and they think I've truly come from fairyland.
Fritz Sandwich, have you... I love it just when you smile, it's
Sorry.
good. Have you ever had a child freak out at a clown?
Yes, and it's not a very good feeling, I can tell you.
Because some people do have a fear of clowns, don't they?
Yeah, I saw this little girl run screaming down the hall one time, and I said to the mother, I'm sorry, I said, I'm sorry, I can't help this, you know, this is the way I look, you know. And she said, oh, that's all right. Has she seen It? Have you ever heard of the film called It?
No.
Oh, anyway, it's a disgusting film, sci-fi film about an alien that comes down from outer space, and he lives in the sewer, and he takes the form of a clown, and he eats children, right?
And the
have you heard of It? Yeah,
And the child had seen this film?
And this little 5 or 6-year-old had seen this film. And she said, oh, she's seen the film It, and that's why she doesn't like clowns. I said, oh, far out. You know? Anyway.
And Rod, how long ago did you start in this line of work?
I've been doing magic for 47 years now. Yeah, did my first show at the age of 8.
In that time, have kids changed particularly?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Kids these days are a lot more canny, a lot more savvy. They know more, right? So you have to sort of keep ahead of that with the stuff that you do.
Has a kid ever actually caught you out and gone, yeah?
Well, yeah. I mean, we have a thing in the business called sucker tricks, where it doesn't work, okay?
Yeah.
And the kids can see how it's done, and, of course, you get a lot of interaction with that, right? And, of course, when finally it does work, they're all scratching their heads saying, wait a minute, you know, I put 4 handkerchiefs into a tube, and they're supposed to disappear, it doesn't disappear, and you find, I'll start again, I pull them out of the tube, and it's all one big silk handkerchief. It's a beautiful trick.
Yeah.
And they all think they're supposed to disappear and something else happened. There's your surprise factor. That's where the magic happens, you know?
Fritz, you nodded before when you said kids catch you out. When have you been caught out?
Oh, no, I was just laughing because a kid will catch you out and say, for example, oh, I saw it go up your sleeve. Well, it didn't, but I always go, oh, you got me. Because then they're happy. If they figure they've sussed it, then they'll leave it alone. But if you say no, and you go back and you do it again with your sleeves rolled up, I mean, you know, it went up your sleeve. No, you could do it in a singlet top, and it's just not going up your sleeve. But you let them think that that's the case, because then it takes the heat off.
Yeah.
It must be beautiful, Fritz, to enter into that fantasy world that children still inhabit.
Yes. They're in it most of the time. They get thrust into the real world all too often. And so for us to now and then get dragged into their fantasy world is just wonderful.
And Rod, how old are you now?
How old do I look?
Let's not go there. No, you look in your 30s at least.
Yeah, 55 plus GST.
Do kids keep you young?
Mate, the vibe you get from kids is just amazing, because all this vitality and the most rewarding thing, you finish the show, you've done the balloons, you had the birthday cake, and the birthday kid comes up and says, can I have a hug? And you give him a hug, and mate, it's magic. That's real magic, you know?
Could you do some magic now? Because it's lovely talking to you as Fritz and as Fairy Twinkletoes and Rod with your costume on, but I'd like to talk to you as the people underneath. Could you wave a wand for us, Fairy Twinkletoes?
I certainly have the wand.
Whoa! Will you please welcome back Peter Thorpe, Melanie Michaels and Rod Jr. Melanie, what is the best age to play to for kids?
Well, fortunately, the fairy character really does appeal to the 3.5 to 6.5-year-olds, which is just... They just delight in pure silliness, and they're right into the absolute fantasy of it. They get a bit older and they're ready for their glamour parties or disco parties, but for me, the age group that wants the fairy, oh, they just want cuddles. Yeah. They're just beautiful, yeah.
Peter, what happens when you walk through the door and the birthday boy or girl is howling, is unhappy?
You think this is going to be an uphill battle to start off with. But it's probably because they've just thrown a tanty and Mum's told them, if you keep that up, you're going to your room or something like that. So I generally try and avoid going to them. I'll then try and interact with someone nearby, get them laughing, get them laughing, and then they get them laughing, not me.
Rod, what's the biggest ratbag kid you ever saw?
Oh, 1981.
Like a steel trap.
It's burnt in there, is it?
Father was a merchant banker, and that's not a pejorative term.
Yeah. It's not rhyming slang.
The Mickey Mouse house and the whole trip, and they booked a magician. The kid didn't want to know. And he's objecting, and the language got progressively worse, right? And he's got the red cordial, right? And Dad's got a fish tank at the end of the room. And he's got this fish in there. It's worth like $12,000 or some sort of esoteric Siamese fighting fish or something. Very expensive fish. The kid puts the red cordial in the thing. The fish goes, And, of course, the party stopped dead. Yeah. And got my money. And the parents, all the way through, apologising for their son's behaviour. you know. And I thought, oh, he was a, you know, seen that movie Chucky?
Yes.
I think they did this kid's life story, you know. It's bizarre, you know.
Melanie, you've all performed to thousands of kids over the years. I'm sure there are some that particularly stand out. Can you tell me about the boy who wanted a princess party?
There was a little boy, and I was told, today you're doing a boy's birthday party. And, you know, I hadn't done many parties at all before, and I was like, no, please don't give me a boy's party. And I said, you can't make me do that. And they said to me, really, it's going to be okay. It took us about an hour to to convince him to not have a princess party and to have a prince party. And I thought, well, this one I can handle. And I turned up, and he was absolutely gorgeous, and he had all his little girlfriends there, and he was dressed as a prince, and his girlfriends were so disappointed. They're like, you said you were going to come dressed as a princess. And he said, I know, they wouldn't let me. And this is when I usually say, I introduce him, you know, or the birthday boy or the girl as a prince or princess, but I just felt like it just wasn't right to introduce him as a prince because he so much wanted to be a princess, so I quietly said, would you like me to call you a princess? And he stood up and announced with this big, bright smile, I want to be called a queen. That was one I will never forget. His personality just shone through, and that was just an absolutely unforgettable party. Yeah.
What about you, Rod? Do kids crack you up?
Oh, mate. Doing a party for a Greek family, and everybody's there, second cousins and everything, and the food is fabulous, right? And it's his 6th birthday party, and I'm doing the whole thing, and it's you build the energy from the word go, right? So everybody's laughing, up. And suddenly, young James stands up, comes over, excuse me. I said, what's that? I have to go to the toilet. I said, oh, OK. I walked over, I picked up the Herald, sat down, started reading the paper, right? And all mums and dads, they came back and said, I'm back now. I said, good, did you wash your hands? Oh, sorry, off he went again. So I started doing the crossword, you know?
Yeah.
He came back and said, you right now, James? OK, we'll continue with the show. Sat down, away we go.
Yeah.
You couldn't script that, you know? It's fabulous.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the number of times the kids have wet their pants laughing so hard. And in our area of entertainment, we take that as the highest form of praise. Yeah.
Melanie mentioned before her concern of doing a boy's birthday party. Is a clown for, say, a group of 8-year-old boys potentially a punching bag?
Yes, if you go to the wrong place, yes, it can be. They telegraph that they're going to hit you, so you can usually see it coming, and you fend it off, or you just look them in the eye. And, yeah, can be a punching bag, especially if the father is standing behind him and says, why don't you go and kick the clown in the leg?
Why would you say that?
And I heard this because he was an idiot. I mean, he was within earshot. He should have taken him out the back, whispered it, and then let him go. Anyway, I heard this guy, and I saw the kid go, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, hey, well, now, there's 2 ways of coming to this. So as he started, as he was just leaving the presence of his father, and I stopped what I was doing, I looked at the old man straight in the eyes, and I said, I don't think that's a very good idea. And then I looked at the kid and I said, do you? And they both agreed that it was not such a good idea.
Stared down by an angry clown.
It's not a pretty sight, Andrew.
No, that's right. Yeah, you got the big shoes, you're not afraid to use them, yes.
I got a rubber hammer there, don't worry.
Rod, parents can be very competitive.
Oh, yeah.
Do you sometimes see enormous amounts of money splashed out on a party?
I did a bar mitzvah once, and they had a statue of the birthday boy in potato salad.
So that was obviously a cubist who put that together.
This is true.
Yeah.
And then there's a harbour cruise.
Yes.
We're on a harbour cruise, right? OK. And they had ice sculptures.
Yes.
They had a girl who came out and did the dance of the 7 army surplus blankets.
Yeah.
A belly dancer.
Yes.
Just a bar mitzvah, the belly dancer. And the kids got like 9 million fountain pens, and that's the traditional gift. He all gets the fountain pen.
Yes.
And then, of course, we get out and they've got a barge in the harbour with the fireworks. Happy birthday, Moisha, you know?
Wow.
And I went, OK, right. And, of course, people come up, ask for your business card. They get the business card. And, of course, I get bookings from that. And that's where it goes. I don't advertise. It's all referrals, right? And a woman rings up and she said, I'd like to come do my son's bar mitzvah. I wanted you to do exactly what you did at the other party. I said, first question, will it be a belly dance? She said, no. She said, good, I'll take the gig.
Peter, I know you've worked with Down syndrome kids and adults as an audience. What kind of an audience are they?
Fantastic. They're great. They're really, really great. I had one time I did a 30-year-old or 35th birthday party for a Downs fellow, and of course there was lots of his friends were in the lunch as well, and I was pretending that I was having trouble blowing up a balloon. Oh, it would go up and then it would come down, and oh, it would go up. Well, one of these fellas got up and he came and he stood alongside me. He put one hand on my back, the other hand on my stomach. And I wondered, oh, where's this going, you know? And he just went, next time I blew, he went like that. And guess what? The balloon stayed up.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And everybody gave him a clap and he went and sat down. I said, good on you, mate. Oh, you want to come to all my gigs, you know?
Melanie, I'd like to show a photo now which is going to surprise people. This is you on the lawn of the White House. Now, this isn't a dream. This wasn't...
It was a dream.
It was a dream. How did you get to be performing at the White House?
It was absolutely unbelievable. I found online that there was this magic convention every year called Kidabra, and it was purely 400 kids entertainers in one spot. So just like us, but 400 with all different stories that made their full-time professional career, often 30, 40, 50 years of making kids laugh. And I found out that a select few of them actually perform at the White House for this event called the Easter egg roll. And they called me and they asked me if I would like to perform at the White House.
This is obviously high security.
Absolutely.
Does Fairy Twinkletoes get frisked?
Have I got a photo of me being frisked?
Please not up against the wall.
I'm telling you, it is the funniest photo. It's me from the back in full fairy gear, my big pink bow and my big wings, and this big guy with his guns, and he's, you know, testing me for metal detection stuff and bombs or whatever. And then
You can understand the level of security, though, because Al-Qaeda did make the weapons of mass destruction disappear. You know, you guys aren't to be trusted on any level.
No.
Please don't trust me. I'm not used to it.
Oh, right.
And so I was terrified, but what I just had to think is that kids are kids. Wherever they are, they laugh at the same things. And I hadn't done a single bit of magic, and I just thought to myself, it's going to be okay. And we went in and we performed, and I actually had to get several security guards because I was being mobbed by so many kids wanting cuddles and photos with me that security had to come in and intervene with that. But it was amazing. I so like that image. Get back from the fairy.
Move away from Twinkletoes.
Put the one down and step away from the fairy.
But it was amazing, and the day itself was just incredible. It was really one of the most special days of my life and a true highlight in my career.
Sounds genuinely like magic.
Absolutely, yes.
We need to wrap very briefly, Peter. This job sounds to me like it's an absolute privilege.
Indeed, it is. Yes, I'm so lucky. Not every day, but almost every day I think to myself, well, how lucky am I?
Rod, I know you have a philosophy in your life, which is why you do this. Would you like to tell us that?
I'm supposed to be a school teacher. This is more fun, right? I get paid to play with my toys. I mean, I got a message on my phone earlier. I give each kid, birthday kid, a magic trick, and I teach him how to do it, and he does it in front of all the other kids, and then he gets to keep that, you see. The party I was at yesterday, I get this text message. Riley went to sleep with the magic trick last night. And I went, wow. OK, it's worked.
Yeah.
You know, I've added value to that kid's life. Now, he may never take it on or whatever, but he's got something there that he didn't have before, and that's really special, mate.
Look, it's a great philosophy. We've met many people that enjoy their jobs, but few that get such joy. Peter, Melanie, Rod, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Rod. Thank you.